Oh, now, John and I are going to talk about design inspirations.
We're going to move on to the eye candy.
Eye candy. And continue the fun.
Champeau and Wild. Quintessential French architecture here. Mantle, mirror, but we're going contemporary lighting. And here, look at the furniture here, playing off the antique over here. And look at these mirrors reflecting back and forth. Is this 2 rooms or 1?
One.
Nope, it's 2. Look at the crown molding. That and that. This is a hole in the wall. And there's your painting hung on the mirrored wall, but it's not. It's simply floating in the opening between the 2 rooms. You may be able to see the molding here a little bit better. This is fairly simple and clean with some ornamentation in the corner, whereas here we're starting to see brackets. And then what they're doing is they're playing all that beautiful architecture off against this very contemporary setting. Here's another very contemporary space. This is Joseph Durand.
Here we're back to a Versailles pattern on the wood. Very tall windows, bringing a lot of light inside. Reflectivity with mirrors. And even though we wouldn't really call these lanterns, in a sort of odd way, they're almost like lanterns. But everything else is very contemporary about the space.
Another very stripped down, very stylized mirror, stylized chandelier, parquet floor. This is where the very contemporary Parisian and French architects are pushing their interiors in this direction. This is done by a husband and wife, Giles and Bossier. Black and white and gray is their trademark. Contemporary pieces mixed with pieces that start to speak a little bit traditional, but they're covered with fairly loose-fitting slip covers. Even though it's really stylish and edgy, I begin to feel like I could loosen my tie and maybe take my shoes off and walk across the rug in my socks. And then a very, very contemporary kitchen, herringbone floor. We've got our chandelier, we've got our reflectivity, we've got our lights, our big glass window lights here. Coringel and Kevlar Grec to the other end of the spectrum. This is real high style, traditional. Here we go, lanterns, stone floor,
Black and
sconces, big pieces of glass. This is a restored chateau in Bordeaux. Stone floor in one of the important rooms. This is the dining room adjacent to the foyer. The big mirror, chandelier. And look at what they've done with the ceiling. Flat ceiling, trompe-l'oeil to make it look like a dome. And here we are in the dining room. Again, the floor, beautiful, beautiful detailing. Sconces, chandelier. But look at here what they've done in these tall wall panels. They've taken wallpaper, or fabric, it's one of the two, it's probably painted wallpaper, and put them inside the wall panels. This is a renovated home in Belgium, and you begin to see Belgians treat their paneling differently than the French. It's unadorned, it's unfinished, at most it's typically waxed, but it can be as ornamental in its carvings as what we saw with the French. And again, our mirror, our stylized mirror. This picture is done by a design firm in Belgium, Lefebvre Interiors, and they've actually become very good friends of ours. Jan runs the shop and Griet is the interior designer. I find this style to be much more family friendly. There are elements of the really rich, elegant French chateaus, but the very informal furniture and the very casual kinds of decor. This is actually Griet's and Jan's living room. This is limed oak, so instead of it being painted and gilded, it's toned down, it's very calm, it's quite rich and inviting. Wide plank floors, the neutral carpet, all of this furniture is done in linen.
Yeah, I just want to say that we were fortunate to visit them in their home here, and this home was built about 8 years ago. So they, created all of this paneling. She had a beautiful, very small paneled library, gorgeous. But look how casually elegant it looks. Like you can really walk in here and live.
This is another room in another house that they did. No paneling, but you get the same sort of warm, toppy feel of a warm wood. Wide plank floors. In this case, no area rug at all, but very inviting pieces of furniture, big windows, and here. And again, stylistically, instead of chandeliers, a lot of times you'll see these little monopoints sprinkled about the ceiling, adding pops of light to highlight different things in the room, or puddle light on the floor in a particular way. And one of the foyers that Griet did. Here we see the negative of the black and white with black tiles, white checks, stair with a curb.
Simple wrought iron.
Simple wrought iron, wood rail. And then this is the same foyer as you're leaving the house, the lantern, but here we're into the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Black and white.
Black and white.
Very graphic, very tall windows bringing in a lot of light.
Little piece of sculpture.
A commode, a mirror, a lantern, a fauteuil over here. Beautiful.